365 days ago, I began my journey on the next chapter towards destiny. Ghana, my mother. And since being here, I realize how much I look like her, talk like her, and even think like her. Today, I share a bit of my journey with you in the hopes that it helps you grow also.
What's up? It's Cheryl, Jaleesa the Realist, and welcome back to my channel. We're doing another video where I'm answering your questions about my first 365 days here in Ghana. And so this question is coming from our sis Ebony. Ebony, thank you so much for your question. When you see this video, please send me a DM with your address so I can send you your video. I can send you your gift from Ghana. Thank you so much. So this question is deep. Okay, this question is deep. But we gonna go there, okay? We're gonna go there. I'm just gonna be completely vulnerable, okay? I'm gonna pre-warn you, I might cry, but it's just that real, okay? So this question is, I'd ask, what's something you would have done differently looking back now? And a lot of times when we're asked questions that make us feel vulnerable and like we're going to, press buttons that we don't exactly want to press all the time, like our minds can go off in different ways and we can start to overthink. And so what I've learned is to just share the first thing that comes to your mind. And so for me, the first thing that comes to my mind is I told you I was gonna cry, guys. Okay. So the first thing that comes to my mind when I think about something that I would have done differently.
Okay, at this point, I was a mess. Just give me a sec.
Why you gotta ask me this question at me? Okay. Yeah, it would definitely be how I let my family know what my plans were and all of that stuff. Because when I came here in November, okay, granted, when somebody is planning on going somewhere like across the world, when they're planning to move, like generally it's a plan that happens like, okay, we might be planning for the next 5 years from now, we're gonna move to Africa, or we're gonna move far away. And so you're able to let people know what your plans are. People can mentally prepare for it, and even you yourself, like you're able to physically prepare for it in a different way. And so, I've told you guys many times before, like I had my mindset on coming to Ghana since 2017. And year after year, it just wasn't working until 2020, in March 2020 to be specific, things just switched around. I explain it all in another video. And yeah, so that's a short amount of time from March to November. I myself, even now, I'm still trying to figure it out day by day. And I think that it's hard to explain to people when you are just following God. Like, it's almost impossible to let people know what's going on, like what's gonna happen next. I don't even know. And so I kind of like relate it to like the story of Noah, which y'all know that's the name of my son. But the story of Noah in the Bible, God had told Noah to do this thing that seemed so wild and so crazy. And God just said, you know what, no matter what, just follow my instructions. That's it. That's all you gotta do. And the people around Noah, his family, his community, his friends started to look at him like he was a madman. However, no one knew that it was his duty to continue to just do what God was telling him to do. And so that has been what I've done through this whole experience. And I've really just been following what God has led me to do. So when I bought my ticket to come here in November, I had just planned to buy a one-way ticket, knowing that the pandemic was happening, and I didn't want to come back either in the middle of the pandemic. For me to come back to restrictions and everything that I was running away for. I mean, as I said before, I had designed a life where I could live free and work from anywhere. And so, I was in no rush to go back. Anyways, I had to buy a ticket back because in order to get my visa, they said that me not being a Ghana-born citizen, I have to enter the country with a return ticket so that they can see that I have the intentions to leave at some point, right? And so, I had bought my return ticket, which was scheduled for March. I think it was March 1st, 2021, and March has come and gone, obviously. I feel like in my mind, before I left, I kind of knew, I had a gut feeling that God was not making all of this happen so smoothly without any challenge. In fact, making it so easy. I knew God was not doing all of these things just for me, just to bring me back to the past right away. And so I did have a conversation with Noah's dad, and he was the only person that I spoke to and told him, if we don't come back right away, I'm sorry, but please don't be surprised if we don't come back right away, because something in me knew, your spirit knows things that it's not easily explainable. Anyways, so I left. It was very emotional. Obviously we were all crying before we went to the airport and all that kind of stuff. And from day one when we got here, my family was already asking me or telling me to hurry up and come back. And so that really threw me off, but people are people, everyone's human. And so time progressed and we got closer and closer to March, and I kept sort of hinting to them that I was not planning on going back in March because we know that the world was still in the middle of this huge pandemic. In Canada, they were coming up with all of these ridiculous restrictions, the lockdowns, it's just so much that I have not had to experience here in Ghana. And I started to ask myself, am I prepared to be the thief of my own joy? Is that something that I want to do? Because at the end of the day, if I just go back because other people tell me that I should, and then I go back there and I'm feeling regret or depression or anything, that would have been my decision. The decision comes down to me. And I just did not feel right with that. I was not feeling like that was the right thing to do at all. And so I didn't. I just continued to follow what God was, giving to me, and people continue to not understand. What do you mean you're not coming back right now? So when? Whether there was the next steps, and I continue to say I don't have an answer. I'm so sorry. And I know, family, how that must make you feel, but I just could not bring myself to uproot myself from this ultimate peace of mind, peace of body, peace of soul. I could not uproot myself from my own joy, comfortability, growth, and worst of all, I could not bring myself to go against everything that God has done to get me here and everything that God is preparing for what's next. Like, it just doesn't seem right to me, like, to go against what God is specifically telling me to do because of someone else's desires. And another thing that started to go through my mind was like, if I had you know what, there's another question of surrounding this topic. I'm gonna give myself a second to breathe and gather myself, okay? And we'll get into more in the next question, okay? So for now, I want to thank you so much for watching. Ebony, thank you so much for this important question. You know, a lot of healing is being done out there and in here, so I appreciate you, sis. Please send me a DM. And again, if you have not subscribed to my channel yet, there is so much more to come, so make sure that you do that. If you're feeling these questions that I'm answering, please let me know in the comments. I really appreciate your love and support, and I'll see you in the next one.